What is up, guys? It's King of the Fourth Quarter here. Welcome back to a brand new video. So you guys know 2K17 is less than a month away, and really, we don't know much about it. We haven't really seen any gameplay. We don't know of many new features. Only thing we really know is that the Dream Team is in it. EuroLeague teams are back and better than ever, I guess. The soundtrack, and we also know about league expansion. That's pretty much it. That's all that they've really told us so far. And a lot of people are frustrated because we want to see gameplay. Well, IGN posted this article earlier today. It does not give us gameplay, but it kind of talks about some of the newer things that's going to be coming in 2K17. Like every year they do this where they kind of showcase a little bit of the new stuff, how they improved over last year, but not really spilling the beans too much. And I figured that I might as well tell you guys about it because I don't know if a lot of you guys follow IGN, but I saw this article. I was like, yeah, maybe I should make a video on this. So the title of the article is NBA 2K17 and the quest to make a more authentic basketball game. Now that sounds good to me because you guys don't know, I've always been a gameplay guy. I know my channel's mostly revolving around challenges and more me being like a GM or the owner of a team, but really at my heart, I'm a gameplay guy, and I just didn't like gameplay in 2K16, and that's why I don't really post gameplay. But if this is where we're going, I'm really excited for 2K17. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm not going to be reading you guys the full article because there's a lot of stuff in this article that honestly we already know about or honestly isn't big enough to even mention. So what I'm going to be doing is just kind of glossing over some of the new things or some of the exciting things that this article goes over. So let's get into it. So I already read you guys the title, but the subtitle, I guess you could call that, says 2K's popular basketball sim is back and it looks like it's got plenty game for die-hard fans. Again, alluding to that gameplay is going to be better this year, but we still haven't seen much gameplay. I know CashNasty posted a video, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, where he had like 12 seconds of footage from somebody's phone. It wasn't the best footage, but we got a little glimpse of it. I'll put the link in the description if you want to see that from Cash. So we got just a real small portion of it, but that's not enough to even make a judgment on whether or not 2K17 looks good or not. Okay, so let's get into the article. Again, I'm not going to be reading the whole thing, but just some exciting parts. So let's get into it. So in this article, they talk about some things that we already know. We already know that in other regions of the world, there are going to be other athletes. So people in Spain will not be getting Paul George's version, rather they'll be getting Pau Gasol. And people in Germany are probably getting Dennis Schroeder, if I'm not mistaken. Italy is getting Danilo Gallinari. So they did that to kind of incorporate the other regions so they don't feel left out as far as their cover athletes. And it says this, and for the first time, the EuroLeague will have 21 up-to-date teams in the game. In the past, we've been a year behind, Bloomberg said, just because European teams are selected late in the summer and it didn't work with our timelines. Since the EuroLeague adopted a new format this year, it allows 2K to identify teams much earlier and get them into the new game. So I don't know if this is a big deal for many people, but for 2K16, I didn't touch the EuroLeague teams. They were just there. I don't think I did a single thing with the EuroLeague team. I just browse past them as I was going through the roster. But now they incorporated the Olympics, so maybe the EuroLeague teams are going to play a bigger part, at least for me. So maybe that's exciting. 21 teams is a bunch. Up to date is actually really good, so maybe I'll be dabbling into the EuroLeague thing just a little bit. But for me, this announcement isn't too big. Now back to reading. But the big announcement for the basketball fans around the world is the inclusion of the legendary 1992 USA Dream Team, which is playable for the first time since 2K13. Now, for many people, it seems like that's a big deal. But for me, again, just like the EuroLeague teams, I could not care less. Like, this should not be a big announcement because, as this says here, they were once in the game. I know they finally can bring in Charles Barkley and guys like that, but this is nothing. This is nothing. Again, unless the Olympic aspect of 2K17 is so nice and so developed that this is actually going to play a part. This means nothing for guys that care about my career, my team, my GM, whatever, any of that stuff. This means really nothing. So this is where the kind of newer stuff comes in. 2K ended its presentation with a demo showcasing 1/4 of NBA 2K17 gameplay, and the improved lighting and graphics immediately stood out. Bloomberg told us that the development team worked on revamping the lighting to make it custom for each basketball arena. So die-hard fans will notice how bright lights and the Cleveland Cavaliers Quicken Loans Arena differ compared to the focus lights of the Staples Center, home of the Los Angeles Lakers. What if this? To the Clippers, right? It's just another example of NBA 2K's dedication to capturing the look and feel of live TV broadcasting. The glassy look on the players' faces is still here, but outside of the occasional weird close-up, It all looks and sounds incredibly authentic. So they have been showcasing graphics a little bit on their Instagram page every day at noon, if I'm not mistaken, Central Standard Time. Just showcasing some of the updated graphics. They showed Paul George, who looks improved from last year. Kyrie Irving looked improved from last year. And then I think they showed Jimmy Butler yesterday. I don't know what they've showed. By the time this video's up, they've already showcased something. But the graphics do look improved. Of course, only thing we've seen as an audience are just still shots, which, I don't know, that could be a little misleading because you never know if that's how it's going to work once the gameplay comes in. But graphics do look improved, so that seems to be a plus. Bloomberg gives us quick updates on some gameplay changes. Now, this is where we need to focus in because we've been wondering about gameplay for months. The development team wanted to put more control in the hands of the user and rely less on probability from stats. That is great. That is so great. Let's keep reading. They also revamped the fatigue system. In previous 2K games, you can play your starting roster for the majority of a game and play for 48 minutes straight without it affecting your players. God, I have been saying this for years, guys. Okay, let's keep reading. Now, your digital athletes will start missing shots, be slower to react, and more susceptible to injuries if you keep them in too long. This is what we've been asking for. One of the small things we've been asking for. Because if you play online games, like I like Play Now in 2K16 because it's a nice ranking system or whatever. People play their starters all the entire game. Steph Curry's in the game every freaking minute, every freaking second, and it's hard to play teams like that. So I'm glad that they're making it so you can't really do that. Ultimately, you'll have to get your bench players into the game and rest the starters if you want to win simulation games, which is great because, again, I don't want to run across that for another year. Visual Concepts has also done some work on the rebound assistant to make it closer to real-life basketball. Last year, pretty much every rebound was caught cleanly by the defender, Bloomberg said. That doesn't happen in basketball all the time. There's a lot of fighting for the ball. It gets tipped around, and it's a physical part of the game. He told us that players will see the ball get tipped around more as players crash the backboards. You can tap the ball over to a teammate if you're unable to pull down a rebound yourself. We even saw an offensive player catch the ball and take a shot in midair. Bloomberg said stealing the ball also had a significant revamp, so it's not abused as much as it was in last year's games. That's great, because if you guys didn't know, when I play Pro-Am, my career, whatever, I always start off with a center, and the rebounding system has always been something I've complained about. So luckily, we got a revamp. I can probably get more offensive boards, which is great for my team, great for my stats. So here we are down to the last paragraph. NBA 2K17 is looking sharp, and it follows a consistent string of great basketball games by the team of Visual Concepts. In chasing the dream of the most authentic basketball game in town, NBA 2K has tinkered away at each new installment, and the effort shows. Bloomberg said there are still a few more announcements left, so look forward to more NBA 2K related announcements in the future. Alright, so that's the end of the article, guys. Again, they don't tell us much, but at least we know that the rebounding is revamped. Stealing is revamped. Gameplay just seems to be overall better, at least by their standards. That's what they're saying. Seems like they noticed how bad the gameplay was in NBA 2K16, and that's always the first sign of turning things around, is just knowing that something was wrong. So again, I'm very excited for NBA 2K17. Waiting for that gameplay, 2K. Waiting for the gameplay. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully I informed you guys on some stuff that you didn't already know. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave it a like. I'll be trying to keep you guys up to date with some of the more random things that you probably won't see. So it's been the King of the Fourth Quarter. Thank you so much for watching.